partners. Assalamu alaikum. This is Abdul Malik Ahmed from Native Deen and Deen TV. I'm here with my very special friend, longtime friend, Nader Khan. How are you doing?
Absolutely fantastic.
Alhamdulillah.
Welcome to our city.
Alhamdulillah. I'm in Toronto, RIS. Can't be more happy to be here with this community. And what an amazing conference.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
You are an amazing artist.
صلي ربي على النبي شفيعنا أحمد صلي ربي على النبي مولانا محمد. To us Arabia and the world most surely thou was raised. Oh, we'll sing thy praises evermore. Our Mustafa the praise. Salli.
You know, funny enough, yesterday to the day was the 15th anniversary of the release of my first album.
Oh, wow.
To the location. It was here that was released.
15 years.
15 years. And before I did my thing, there were many people that I sort of shadowed and followed to see how they're doing, what I can learn from them. You guys are one of them.
Alhamdulillah.
And so I mean, I think the kind of world that I'm trying to straddle is between multiple different cultures, because that's what my growth is as a person. And you have to be authentic to yourself in the art that you do. It has to reflect who you are. Otherwise it'll be fake.
Right.
So I mean, living in a city like Toronto is you get to drink from so many streams, right? You have the Turkish Nasheed gatherings, and you have the Syrian, you have the Yemeni, you have the Indian Pakistani, you have everybody in their cha-cha is here, right? And so you get to visit them, and you get to, take on what they're giving out. So, and then my own musical background is from, I was born and raised in India.
Okay.
So you grow up on Bollywood.
Right.
And then, some Western music as well. And so in my work, I find these worlds coming together.
Nice.
So, you take the traditional forms out of North Africa, the Arabian Peninsula, the Levant, South Asia, all these places. And then you sort of fuse it with jazz and blues and pop. And alhamdulillah, it has interesting results.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah.
Now, I've known you for a while, and I know that you have songs in many different languages, right? You have named some of the languages that you read.
English, obviously.
English, of course.
What I've written, my own lyrics have only been in English so far. There's English, Urdu, Arabic, Punjabi, Farsi, Turkish, and there's now things in the work for Saraiki and a few other languages.
Wow. Tell us a little bit how you started. You've been doing this for so long. What inspired you to get into this type of music?
I think growing up, like I said, I mean, I was always musical. I got to a point where I was doing live Bollywood gigs with 2 keyboards in Saudi.
Okay.
Right? And then in Saudi, I discovered Michael Jackson in Saudi.
Okay.
and then started getting into things like Stevie Wonder and Phil Collins and a bit of Metallica and Guns N' Roses and all of that, right? But then you come to North America. I came 30 years ago. I came to Toronto. I was 17. I'm now 47.
Oh my God.
So I came to Toronto, and I came straight to university, and then you start having this identity quest, right? Because brown guy who's come to Toronto for the first time. I'm not white. I'm not black. I'm not any of the other colors, yellow and purple and everything else.
Right.
You're in Toronto, you have everybody here.
Right.
So you start looking for your identity. Who am I? Like, what am I trying, where exactly do I fit in? And then at some point, an identity quest became a spiritual quest. Because I had like a Bollywood music career track opening up in front of me.
Right.
And then Allah just changed my company.
Wow.
So the songs changed. And the subjects of those songs changed. I had always been somebody who was into like substantial lyrics.
Yeah.
Right. And then all of that changed to a different set of lyrics.
Yeah.
And And then when I first came here, one of my oldest friends in this country was Dawood Hornsby. And Dawood Bhai came out with his first album shortly after I landed.
We do Bismillah, Bismillah, with everything that's new. Bismillah, Bismillah, with everything we say. Bismillah, Bismillah, and everything that comes our way. Bismillah, 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 Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillahi, Rabbil Alamin. Bismillah, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillahi, Rabbil Alamin.
And that really moved me. And about that time, Yusuf Islam came out with this album.
Yeah.
Because when my sort of company changed, I was stepping away from the whole music scene.
Right.
But there's something in you that needs to pour out.
Yeah.
And when I heard that, I'm like, hey, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
And then, it started, it was always in the back of my head, I need to record something, I need to record something, I need to record something. And eventually, recording, it was recorded and released in 2008.
Wow.
I was actually in the Emirates when you guys came and visited.
Oh yeah.
You guys were at Jamal Records.
Right. That
so-
was many. Oh wow.
Yeah, this was like 2005,
Many
I
years
think.
ago. Yeah.
So I took my demo tape to them anyway. I mean,
It was a long. Wow. You have a very prolific, experience with music. What are you doing now?
I was, this time last year, I was in Yemen for about 5.5 months on the eastern, near the eastern border with Oman, in a city, the beautiful city called Tarim, which has been a city of scholars since the time of the Prophet ﷺ. There's actually 13 Sahabas from Badr who are buried there.
Wow.
And so I was there doing album research. My next album is an album of qasidas from that part of the world. People have been singing these for hundreds of years.
Right.
So the goal is to take them and render them in a form that is true to tradition, but at the same time very much intended for a modern listenership.
Okay. All right.
So there's that. And there's just 2 nights ago, I was in the studio working on a song about Gaza and the terrible things that are happening there.
Yes.
This is a song that is based on a poem that Imam Zayd had written for Abu Ghuraib. But obviously lyrically it has to be different.
Right.
To be more specific.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's happening. And then we shot 3 music videos while in Yemen. So those are in the pipeline. There's a lot happening. Alhamdulillah.
Oh.
The bottom line is it's a blessing for Allah to keep us busy with good things.
Yes. Oh, alhamdulillah.
And it's a real privilege that we are able to do that.
Alhamdulillah. A blessing for us to be able to continue to do this
absolutely.
work. Blessing for you to be able to travel and
Allah.
actually combine your passion with travel and going to Yemen and all of these places.
Allah.
May Allah reward you. So, any last words to the audience to tell us? Not last words. I mean, any final statements do you have to the audience to, about what you would want them to know about the amazing Nader Khan?
Astaghfirullah. There's not much to know about the amazing Nader. There's not a whole lot of amazing about Nader Khan. I will say this though, is this art form that we do of devotional songs and devotional singing has been part of our spiritual tradition for 1400 years. It's great that children sing our songs, it's great that adults sing our songs, but these are not just songs, they're more than that. But I hear you guys and your rendition of Tala al-Badru, I break down every single time. By the time it gets to your verse at the end, I break down. Because this does something to us, right? It is a means to move us. One tear that drops from your eye out of love and longing for the Prophet ﷺ is heavier than the entire universe and everything in it.
Yeah.
And so these songs are meant to shake our hearts to do that, right? To inculcate love. So don't take these songs easily. Don't take his work easily. Don't take his work lightly. And invest in people who are doing this. And you, as children, learn these songs and teach them to others, because we want these songs to be transmitted to the time when Isa alayhi salam comes back and his people sing these songs. Inshallah. Say Ameen.
That would be
hype. That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
I'm singing our songs.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Wow, that's amazing. That's a great way to end.
Barakallah
Mashallah, always great to talk with you.
Always a
and
pleasure.
inshallah, I'm looking forward to all your new stuff.
Allah.
And we stay in touch.
Absolutely.
All right.
Barakallah fikum.
All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
This Dean TV video was made possible in part by Islamic Relief USA, working together for a better world, by Guidance Residential, Modern Finance, Timeless Values, and by Recycled Processes Incorporated.